Good morning, all of you. Myself, Vivek Mane, would like to take the lecture on strength of material subject. In that, in this lecture, we would like to see the various engineering properties of a different material. What are the nothing but the behavior of different materials with respect to the engineering concern. So, the first engineering property of the material is a strength. What is meant by the strength? Let we see here. The ability of a material to sustain the load without any collapse. The ability of a material to sustain a load without any collapse or any cracks or any rupture. We can say the rupture as a tear, etc. is known as the strength. Means the material has ability to sustain the load, to bear the load without any collapse, without any cracks occurrence, without any rupture creation, is known as the strength. The material which can sustain the tension, the compression, shear, bending, and the torsion phenomena with respect to the nature of loading on that body. As I already mentioned, there are the various phenomena created due to the external loading acting on the body. When there is a action will be taken with respect to the axial force, then there is a creation of tension as well as the compression. If the eccentric force get acting, which create the shear and the bending, and an eccentric force which are acting other than the bending plane of the body, which create the torsion. So these all points we have to consider into the definition of the strength. Okay, the next property of material is elasticity. As I already told you that the property of a material which regains its original shape and size after the removal of that external load is called as elasticity. Sorry, means there is a regaining its original shape and size after the removal of the external load, which is known as the elasticity. This is the second property we have to learn. Third property is a plasticity. Means elasticity, this property we already learned into the elastic body concept, and the plasticity is nothing but we already learned such concept into the plastic body. The property of a material which does not regain its original shape and the size after the removal of an external load is called as the plasticity. In engineering mechanics, we already learned that there are the forces, line of forces acting on the body which change the state of that body. The body may be having at a rest condition or is in uniform motion. So that external agency is nothing but called as the force. And in the engineering mechanics, we cannot consider the types of body like the elastic body, plastic body, but here we have to consider the elastic as well as the plastic body. Means when a force get acted on a body, that body behaves itself. Which type of the behavior is examined by us, then we can categorize the such body may be having the elastic manner or having the plastic manner. So when we consider the elasticity as well as the plasticity property, we have to consider there is a regaining of its original shape and size, or the material does not regain its original shape and size after the removal of the external force, which are called as the elasticity as well as the plasticity respectively. A fourth types of the property is known as the ductility. It is a property of a material to undergo the considerable deformation without any rupture is known as the ductility. I repeat again, what is the definition for the ductility? It is a property of a material which can undergo considerable deformation without any failure is known as the ductility. Means it gives the extension into the body. There is a change in length or increasing length into the body without any rupture, without any collapse, without any, we can see the cracks occurrence. So such type of the property or nothing but the characteristics of the material is known as the ductility. We always consider the ductility into the tensile force. So I use the extension or increasing length, the word extension as well as the increasing length instead of the deformation. Okay, so here is nothing but the considerable deformation in terms of increasing length or the extension under the tensile force. Such type of the property of the material is known as ductility. For example, all types of metal having the proper as well as the sufficient ductility property, means all types of the metal like the steel, like the gold, silver, aluminum, copper, etc. Such type of the materials which possesses the ductility effect without any rupture, it gives the extension, or we can say the considerable extension up to its failure of the body. After the ductility, let me see the next property, engineering property is known as the brittleness. You should all consider that we learn the engineering properties of the different material, the material which are used for the production purpose, for the execution purpose with respect to the engineering concern. So the next property, let we see the brittleness. Actually, the brittleness is nothing but the one type of the weakness into the any one type of the material. The materials like the stone, like the bricks, like the concrete, etc. But we can, or we should have to consider such type of the weakness also as a engineering property, because with respect to that behavior of the concerned material, we have to make the design, we have to make the analysis as well as the design, and we have to utilize such type of the brittle material in proper manner by which we can carry out our execution. So we have to also consider as a, it is nothing but brittleness is nothing but the weakness of a material, but we have to consider here as an engineering property of the material. So what is the definition of brittleness? The lack of the ductility is known as the brittleness. This is the simple definition of the brittleness. The lack means the absence of the ductility is known as the brittleness. So let we see, it is a material property of which does not give the before or prior information of the breaking and the fracturing is known as the brittleness. Means when the concrete or the brick or the stone would like to would like to get break due to the excessive loading on that, then such type of the material like the concrete, bricks and the stones does not give the prior information of the cracking. Such type of the material get break immediately. So we have to consider such type of the weakness while designing as well as the analysis of a structure. As we know, there are the two methodologies we have to use. One is a load bearing analogy methodology, we can say, and the RCC frame methodology. So with respect to that concern, we have to consider, we have to enlist the brittle materials and we have to utilize it in our construction. But the brittleness gives one more benefit to us, means every brittle material has considerable compressive strength. Means the concrete, brick, stone, etc. has very less tensile strength, but it has the considerable compressive strength. So the brittle materials gives the sustainable compressive strength by which we can utilize such material where there is the occurrence of compressive force. Then next engineering property, let me see the malleability. Malleability means it is a property of a material by which the material get permanent deformation. The permanent deformation is the word we have to consider here, that the property by which the material get permanent deformation without any rupture. Without any rupture. Such property is known as malleability. By using this property, engineering property or the mechanical property, we can make the metal in terms of the rolling sheets without any cracking. So metal, it may be having the mild steel, it may be having the stainless steel, it may be having any one type of the steel, sorry, any one type of the material or metal which possess the ductility, which possess the malleability. So by using this engineering property or the mechanical property known as the malleability, we can make the metal in the form of the sheets or the rolling sheets, we can say. The force which is occurrence on the metal body, the force should be is in compressive nature instead of tensile nature. For the malleability property, we have to consider the compressive nature of the force, which is or which should be acted on the body, which convert the metal into rolling sheet. Then next engineering property is hardness. Let us see here the ability of material which resist the wear and tear, abrasion, scratching, or a simple impression on its surface, which is made by the other harder body. Such engineering property is known as the hardness. We can take the example of the mild steel and the glass. As we know that the mild steel having obviously the more strength than the glass, but The glass is a harder material than the mild steel, because when we take the impression of the mild steel on the glass, it cannot be possible. The glass get break due to its brittleness. But the glass, when we take the piece of glass and would like to impress or make the impression on the my steel, it get possible. So with respect to the engineering property known as the hardness, we can take the example of glass and the my steel. So glass is more harder than the my steel. The next engineering property, let we see the impact strength. What is meant by the impact strength? Let we see here. The amount of shocks absorbed by a body. The amount of shocks absorbed by a body without any damage is known as the impact strength. This is the eighth engineering property we have to consider. This impact strength is very useful property for the mechanical engineering concern. So the spring is nothing but the one thing or the item which is nothing but the one of the example to sustain the impact strength. Then the next engineering property is known as fatigue. Fatigue is nothing but a phenomena of failure of a material under repeated loading. Even such a repeated load is less than the ultimate capacity of a material. Such phenomena or the thing is known as fatigue. Means any one type of the material which can be used for engineering purpose, then under when it get or it gets subjected into the repeated or under the repeated loading, then there is a creation of fatigue phenomena. Means as human being get tired due to the excessive as well as the continuous working, like that such material is also get tired with respect to by sustaining the continuous loading in its design life. Suppose we construct a steel structure or the steel frame which can be utilized up to 50 years, 50 years. Means when we design a steel structure which having the design life is equal to 50 years, then if there is a lack of proper maintenance, then the structural member of that steel structure is subjected by the fatigue phenomenon. Means due to the repeated loading or the cyclic loading or the continuous loading, such structural member without any maintenance get tired and does not give or does not sustain the ultimate capacity load for which it's designed, and it get damaged, it get cracked or it get fail. The load or which is called as the repeated load, which is the less than the ultimate capacity of the materials. Suppose a beam B1 is nothing but the horizontal member, and we will design such horizontal member which is acted as a beam for 50 kilonewton capacity. But due to the continuous or repeated or cyclic loading of the 50 kilonewton on that, due to certain or after certain year, such beam get subjected to the fatigue phenomena, and instead of breaking, instead of cracking of such, or instead of the failure of such beam by 50 kilonewton capacity load, it will get break the less than 50 kilonewton capacity load. So this is very important concept, which is known as the fatigue, is nothing but the one long term engineering property we have to consider in our strength of material subject. The next engineering property is creep. The plastic continuous deformation. Here we can consider as a the plastic. Here is a plasticity. Plasticity means what? The material or the body does not get or does not regain its original shape and size after the removal of that the force or subjected force or acted force on that body. So this plastic is nothing but the permanent deformation. So let me see the definition of creep. The plastic continuous deformation with respect to the time of the structural member under steady load, under the steady or means nothing but the continuous, but there is a no not change the amount of load without any crack is known as creep. Means there is nothing but the plastic deformation, there is the occurrence of plastic deformation under continuous steady load without any cracks. Such a property is known as creep. Let we see the next three properties, like the toughness, like the stiffness, and the strain hardening. The toughness, the amount of energy that a material can absorb before it get failure or it get fractured. Such property is known as toughness. Means some material like the stone, bricks, for example, the brittle materials which having the considerable compressive strength but weak in tensile force or weak in tension, then such type of the material are weak in toughness property. Means the amount of energy of the brittle material is not good one, so they cannot absorb the energy before the fracture. Means such type of the brittle material get cracked immediately after the excessive load coming on that. So toughness is nothing but the property which is related with the ductility, the amount of energy that a material can absorb before it get failure or the fracture, which is known as toughness. The next property is stiffness. The ability of a material to resist elastic deformation is known as stiffness. The material possesses resistance to deformation under the action of external load is known as the stiffness. And last one, the engineering property is known as strain hardening. This is the new concept which is generally used in the mechanical engineering or production engineering. We can say the automobile sectors, etc. Means strain hardening. What is meant by the strain hardening? It is a process on metal by which the metal get hard and strong means we have to make the process, we have to make or utilize the procedure or apply the procedure, certain procedure by which the metal become stronger, harder than the original condition. So by using the certain procedure on the metal, we can make such metal more harder as well as the more stronger, and this property can be utilized during the mechanical working as well as during the plastic deformation. Such engineering property is useful in manner. So in this lecture we learn the 13 numbers of engineering properties of the different materials: strength, elasticity, plasticity, ductility, then brittleness, malleability, hardness, impact strength, fatigue, creep, and last three are the toughness, stiffness, and strain hardening. So in next lecture we would like to go into what is meant by the stress, what is meant by the strain, types of stresses, types of strains, what is the complementary stresses, etc. What is the Hooke's law? After completing such type of the concept like the stress, strain, etc., as I mentioned already, after that we will go for practice problem. So let we stop here. Thank you very much.